myself that quickly. I can't believe I just did that. You didn't see anything. But luckily the YouTube, they're good like that. They let me amend it. They actually did all the work for me as well. So you know what I mean. It's not that they sit there and don't do anything. They actually took my video and they took the first bit out of it, and they made it. They actually made the video better because the video started right where the Manic Street Preachers came on, and he said, "We're the Manic Street Preachers." So it started right at that point. So they actually made the video better. So whoever copyrighted it literally, you know, really did me a big favor there. So because it was just this like dance kind of electro dance music kind of remix of one of the Manics like parts of one of their songs. It doesn't sound that great to me. I prefer the real Manic stuff, not electro dance music stuff. Uh, Although I was into that for a long time. So I need my glasses. Can't even see myself. Oh god, see, I need to clean them, man. But I'm like so happy that I've got that Mannix video. Like honestly, like I grew up listening to the Mannix. They helped me through my dad's death. Like when my dad was dying, I had a mini disc player, and my dad always told me that MP3 was going to win. And I told him, look, you don't have a clue what's going on. Right? You don't understand technology like I do. It's going to be mini disc. And he was right, obviously. And I had, but I had on mini disc, I had Generation Terrorist, I had Gold Against the Soul, and the Holy Bible. I think the Holy Bible's in the Rolling Stones albums, 100 albums of all time. Um, it's a heavy album. Like if you read the lyrics to that, you can see the guy Richie. He was in a bad place. You know what I mean? A very bad place. It's actually quite painful to read. You know what I mean? Because just to know the guy was in that bad a place. It's not stuff that could normally write. You know what I mean? Even if you were trying to be obscene, you couldn't come up with that stuff. That stuff was real to him. You know? He went and saw the catacombs, which is somewhere I'd love to go. Well, I wouldn't love to go there, but I would like to. You know, something I would love to do. Like the catacombs are like where I think it's in France, and it's like a cemetery underground. So it's like there's like skulls on so like it's like caves, yeah, in France below the city. I think it's below Paris. I actually think it's right below Paris. And it's just caves. So imagine long caves, but on the sides it's just skulls, like real human skulls. And that's how they used to dispose of their bodies back in the day. Just chuck them underneath the city, you know. So and they call it the catacombs. And he went there, and it like deeply disturbed him, you know. And then came back and he hit the bottle harder because he was an alcoholic. And then they put him on Librium, and he was in the Priory for a while. Um, but obviously it didn't work. Well, I don't know if it worked for him because nobody knows what happened to him. It's probably rock and roll's greatest mystery. It's way up there above Kurt Cobain. I mean, I'm not talking about in terms of fame. You know, I mean, everyone obviously Kurt Cobain was more famous, but people are pretty settled on what happened to Kurt Cobain, but nobody knows what happened to Richie James Edwards. He was meant to go on tour to America with James Dean Bradfield, the guy who's the first guy you see on my video on the Matniks. That's Richie James Ed. No, that's not Richie. That's James Dean Bradfield. Um, and him and Richie were meant to go to America the next day. And James woke up and he went to go and get Richie, and Richie's room was empty, and he was never seen again. Never ever seen again. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to try, because like oh, there we go, graphene operating system. It's the thing I keep going on about. It's just because I'm like a pro privacy person. I believe in privacy, especially when I've not had that. You know, you buy iPhones and you think they're private, and no, they're not private. John McAfee, the guy he hung himself in a Spanish prison like last year or the year before, and I don't blame him. He used to say that. He used to say like iOS is the most easy to like find an exploit in, because that's what they do. They find an exploit in the software and they exploit it, and that's how they gain access to your phone. And he said iOS is the number one most easy to find exploit, system, which you wouldn't think, because it's not, because it's closed source. And then he says second to that is Android, which is open source, which means you can look at the code yourself. If you want to look at the code for Android, you can look at it to see if there's any tricks or anything like that. Yeah, so I always bought iPhones thinking they were the most secure. Oh, hang on. Oh, is that why? Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, they did have. I know. I remember I was watching a documentary about it, and they were saying something like that. Like they had way too many dead, and they didn't know what to do with them all. Yeah, I remember something like that. I didn't remember it just then until you said it, but yeah. So the catacombs. I don't know if I'd want to go. I've been to Paris before, but I've never been there. So yeah, anyway, I recorded. I put new strings on my guitar the other day. That's what I was doing the whole video, because I was just off on one. I was just doing my own thing. It'll probably be out of tune now. It doesn't sound out of tune. It doesn't sound too out of tune. It sounds alright. Well, I will still tune it anyway. But I was going to try and either get this working through it, because I want to get this working through it, because it sounds a lot better than the Mustang Micro. Because even though this is cool and everything, I saw someone yesterday who had a Jazzmaster, and I saw they had this like plugged into it, and I was like really amazed by it. It was a girl. It was a girl who was on a dating app, and you could see it in the back of her photo. And I was like, oh my god, you play guitar as well, like, do you know what I mean? So, and she had, so she had a Jazzmaster. She's one of these, and I was wondering whether but I've got someone that messaged me or something. It might actually be that person, which I need to go back on and check, because it says I've got a notification that says it. Because I won't, like, I'll wake up and I won't go on them. I don't go on them or anything. Oh no, it's gone. It's because I reset my phone to take the photo showing the operating system. But it's here. It is. But I don't like saying what apps I use. Do you know what I mean? I don't like saying what apps I use, because see, I'm on the wrong one. I'm wrong now. I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 VPNs. 6 different VPNs. And you only need one, but I'm going to use that one. But yeah, like the messaging apps, end-to-end encrypted messaging apps. Like, did you hear what happened to the Telegram guy? The Telegram guy, yeah, he was getting. Obviously he invented Telegram. We all know this. He's got every Telegram. Like, you go to Google Play or iOS store, he's got like 1 billion downloads. So it's a massive app, a lot of people are using his app. There's actually only one part of Telegram that's secret, which is the secret chats bit. The normal messaging, that's not secret, that's encrypted, but it's not end-to-end encrypted. The only end-to-end encrypted bit is the secret chats. So don't say anything that you don't want people seeing unless it's on the secret chats bit. But anyway, the guy he's a Russian guy, I think, and he was getting all these like messages from governments and everything saying, look, we know of this pedophile group, and we know of this terrorist group that are using your application to send messages we can't we can't see or like take action on, and you need to now comply with us, and he kept saying no. He kept saying no, he's not doing it because he believes in free speech. He says you're gonna have to find another way of doing your job on that issue. And then he went to France and they arrested him. And they arrested him for terrorism and child sex trafficking, even though he's got nothing at all to do with this stuff, and he's like a self-made billionaire. And he got arrested, and he's now in trouble in France. So that's what they do. As soon as they see someone with an app where people can have free speech, and there's a small minority that use it for the wrong purposes, they want to have full control over it, and if the person disagrees, well, they'll arrest you, and they'll get you to agree. And that was quite a scary thing for me. Because I saw, well, it wasn't me, it was Edward Snowden that was talking about it. He was saying, that the guy, he told the exact story that I just said, and that's been on his mind about how he was saying he didn't want to, he'd made an end-to-end encrypted app. He intended to keep it that way. He's not going to be complying with any orders or anything like that. He doesn't have to by law. And then as soon as he goes into a country where he kind of does, they arrest him. And I don't even think he's allowed to leave France. So, but there's other ones. It's like they're treating it like that's the only end-to-end encrypted one. It's not. I mean, obviously there's Signal, but I don't really trust Signal for my own reasons. So I use a different one. But yeah. I use Discord as well. I mean, Discord's cool, and that's not. I doubt that's even encrypted, But I just enjoy it. And the thing I enjoyed about Telegram is the communities. Being able to set up a small community, have 5 to 10 people that are into guitar and just music and music production. I set up another group I did on another app. Just about music production, a place for anybody to share anything they want about music production, guitar, and it's all good healthy stuff, and I don't want it to get lots of people coming on. It ruins it, it spoils it. Sometimes it can make it better, but a lot of the times it spoils it. Sometimes it's better when you've just got 10 to 20 people who are kind of on the same page as you, wanting to do the same things as you, into the same music, and helping each other out. So, but yeah, my community post, the thing about that was, this morning I went my medication, and I had my medication, but before I woke up about 6 o'clock, I think, or 7 o'clock. And I was drinking water, and I drink from this, massive bottle of water. I drink from this one too, but it was empty. So I drank loads and loads and loads and loads of water. And then I went and I had my medication, and I got my bottle for tomorrow and the next day, as normal. And then I came back and I started feeling sick. And I was like, oh my God, no, I can't be sick, because if I'm sick, my medication comes up, and then I don't have medication for today. So I was literally, if anyone spoke to my neighbors, they would tell you, I was crying out to God to help me, and I don't even believe in God. And then I ended up being sick. I managed to last about 20 minutes, so I'm not sure how much of the medication absorbs in that 20 minutes, because I was thinking, right, I'm just going to have the next bottle, I'm just going to have tomorrow's bottle. But then you can't do that, because if you do that, you might, in that 20-minute period, you might have absorbed 40% of it, which, okay, it's not 100%, but it's still a lot. And then if you have another bottle on top, that's going to be you know, so you can't do it because you don't know how much you absorbed in that time frame. So um, yeah, that was just a really bad. That was the first time it's happened to me. Um, this year, in fact, where I've actually been sick. Um, so yeah, that was a bad start to the day. Yeah, but anyway, what I was saying was, aside from trying to get this going, um, see, I don't even use this app. And the cool thing about graphene is you've got storage scopes. So like if you have an app like Instagram, you can use storage scopes, yeah. And storage scopes basically means you can have like you can have like say you've got like 10 folders with photos or videos in them. You can allow the app access to one of them, or none at all, or one just one of them, and that's different to like iOS, where you can have, well, it's similar to iOS, I guess, where you can have limited, full, or none. You know, so it's similar, but it's just a lot better because I've had issues just doing the limited thing on iOS. They always seem to want full access, which means they get to see my intimate photos, which I don't want them seeing. I don't mind them seeing it, but it does feel a bit strange. So the other thing I was going to do is I was going to try and get I was going to Google and try and find, well, not Google but search. I always say Google, and I don't use Google. I'm going to search for I use vanadium. Vanadium's the one from on graphene operating system. It's like it's similar to chromium, but it's like more security hardened. So, but anyway, I want to find something, a free program. Turn this on. A free program where I can get beats, where I can, or drums specifically. I say beats, but I mean drums. Um, because I mean I don't use GarageBand because I'm not on iOS. You can use it obviously. That's an Apple phone, but so I just want to find something that I can use just to make beats, because I think if I make drums and put them in the back, and also work out how to use this, just because the sound from the Fender Mustang Micro is okay, um, but and you don't need drivers or anything like that for it, so it's okay, it's all right, but um, it's not as good as that. This is an actual interface, and plus this one I can put a microphone in the back, and that's what I want, because I want to be able to record vocals as well. Um, it's vocals and obviously in the front ear. Just you could put a keyboard in here. So that's another thing I'm thinking of getting, because you know there's a band, yeah, called they're from New York, and they're called the Yeah Yeah Yeahs, and their song Maps. That guitarist, he plays a Strat the same as me, but he has a white pick guard, um, and he hangs it like really low. He hangs it like, I was looking at it, and I was like, damn, like his is like, because I brought two straps over from, because I don't want to keep them over there. I've got a yellow one which sometimes which is a Blink 182 one. It's made by the main guy from Blink 182, Tom DeLonge. Um, but I don't particularly like it, because I mean I think it's more one if you're young, you'd use it. You know what I mean? It's not. I wish I got the black one, because there was a black one as well, but so anyway, these are the two that I use, because they're only ball ones, so they're the same ones that Kurt Cobain used. But Kurt Cobain, he used to use ones without patterns on them. He just used like white ones or black ones. So I've never been able to pick between these two. I think I bought this strap twice. I've got another one exactly the same as this right there. But because I used to wear it topless, it used to get sweaty, so I just gave up on it and threw that one there and bought a brand new one. So I'm not sure which one I prefer. They're both different. But there's this girl, yeah, on Instagram. and she like, I guess she gets sent the straps from by Ernie Ball, and she like just she has them all hung up behind her. I think her name's Guitar by Ash. And I said to her, I only ever spoke to her once. I didn't speak to her. I just commented on one of her videos, and I said to her that because I respected what she was doing the exact same thing as me. And I just said to her that my favorite one of my favorite songs is called Girl from Mars, and it's by Ash. There's a band called Ash. It's a UK band. They're actually from Ireland, so they're not. I'm not even sure if they are British, because Ireland is two parts, but I'm not sure which part they're from. But that song "Girl from Mars," if you haven't heard it, you need to listen to it. I should have posted it. I should have posted it. I will post it though. But it's such a good song, honestly. So I haven't even played today, so I haven't had 5 minutes to warm up. But it's such a good song. I actually recorded it on this the other day, and it did sound alright. Okay, password. Another good thing about Graphene operating system is it has what you call a duress password, which means that, say someone you don't want looking at your phone gets your phone, you give them the duress password. Instead of giving them the password to get on, give them the duress password, and as soon as they type it in, it wipes the phone and powers it off. So and I mean, you wouldn't find that on Android or anything like that, because they're not really about protecting your data as such. Well, no, Android is more than Apple. I just don't think they've thought of it yet. There's a lot of things that Graphene thought of way before. Anyway, I don't want to talk for hours and hours. I come on here, and I go live, even if it's just one person, and I go on my own phone just to check I am actually live. I just come on here to chill, because when I have that camera on, I don't feel as lonely. Because that's something I struggle with at the moment, is loneliness. Well, it's not loneliness. I don't struggle with loneliness at all. I struggle with social isolation, which, if you go on Wikipedia and you Google social isolation, you can read about it and you can see how it's very different to loneliness. Social isolation is when you're kept away from society for an extended period of time, sometimes years, anything from a year to 10 years, And I mean, I've tried to join support groups around here for addiction, which I'm struggling with today. I'm struggling with addiction today, right now. Not my methadone. I'm struggling with other things today and yesterday. I don't lie about it. That's the thing. You get these people that go to their drug counselor, and they'll hope that they'll pass a piss test, and they'll buy piss for £5 off someone at the door. And I'm like, why? Like, what's the point of that? Like, because you're just fooling you. They're not going to take you off your prescription if you're honest. If you're honest with them, then you might get the help you need. If you're buying someone else's urine, I mean, you're just making a joke of the whole system, right? What's the point? I can buy urine. I know exactly who to get it from. £5, they'll do it for you. Piss in a bottle for you. Done. You're clean. Well, you're positive for alcohol, and that's it. But the problem is that they know I don't drink alcohol. But yeah, it's like you're only cheating yourself. The drug services are not there to be authoritarian. Well, to a degree, but they're meant to be responsible. But they're not there to, if you're using something, they want to help you with that. They want to know about it so they can help you with it. And sometimes that doesn't happen overnight. Sometimes it doesn't happen in a month. Sometimes it doesn't happen in 6 months. Sometimes it happens in a year. Sometimes it takes 2 years. But they'll keep working with you until you manage to beat it. It's an illness at the end of the day. You know, you wouldn't see them kicking schizophrenia patients out for hearing voices. So this is just the news, and they're talking about all those hostages, which I'm really happy to see have come home. I was very skeptical when Trump said it, because obviously it's Trump. But as much bad stuff as Trump's done, and I think there's a lot of dodgy stuff with Epstein and Trump, and I think, come on, everybody knows he's hiding something. But putting that aside, I think he deserves a congratulations for what he did here, you know. So, because Biden couldn't have done that, Obama couldn't have done that, you know, they just couldn't have done it. So, I get a little bit of respect back for him. Well, I've always had respect for Donald Trump. I'm just saying he's not always been a good guy, has he? But then I'm nobody to say that either. I don't think any of us can. But and we don't know what he's done or hasn't done. So, but we just know that that's a good thing. I keep thinking it's asking me for my password. Okay, I do know my password. I just keep I'm focused on that instead of on this. But yeah, oh my god, I'm going to focus again on this and not do my password. That song Maps by the Yeah. It's, is that my phone? It's either my phone. Oh no, it's this. It's this silver thing here. God, see, this is why I do need my glasses. I used to have black strap locks on. This is a strap lock. It's an actual one where it just clips in like this. You see, like you get these, and they just so I can just clip a new strap in like that. Just clips in, and 2 seconds unclip it. But I had black ones of these. I was changing the whole thing to black. I had black. These weren't chrome. These were black. These were the ones that's on my guitar. And then I thought, no, Fender had it right. Fender had it right with the color scheme. It's meant to be silver and chrome and black. So, because it's a special. People don't realize it's an £800 Fender. It's not a cheap guitar. And it says on the back, it says Fender Special Edition. And I got a free wall hanger because it had this tiny, you can't even see it. See, so I couldn't even tell you where it is, but there was a little tiny, like, where it had been hit somewhere. And I can't even see it, it's that small. See, so I can't even tell you where it is right now. But because of that, they gave me a free wall hanger. So I was like, okay, cool. But I did chip there. I chipped it there, see? But that's a good thing because, you know, like if you look at John Frusciante, his Stratocaster from like the 60s, and it's got you can see the wood all by here. You know, you can see more wood than you can sunburst, you know, so that's the color is sunburst. You can see more wood than you can. And that's what makes the guitar special, that's what makes it unique. Like the reason I keep the back plate off, I nearly put it back on. The reason I keep it off is because it lets the wood breathe. Apparently, I don't know if that's true or not. I don't see why it would be true because there's a hole in the thing anyway. And I got those cool red springs. I actually bought them separate and put them on because the other ones were just silver and boring. Boring like 99% of my stream is. But at the end of the day, I'm just here to have a like where it says that community. I would love it if people spoke. Like I've got a web page as well, obviously, which I do. I pay £21 a month for it. I pay £21 a month for it, but the only reason that I pay for mine is because I've got I think it's 21 gigabytes that I can upload videos with. So Like instead of uploading them here or on Instagram, I would upload them to my webpage. But then I got to the point of where I was doing like a Tom Petty cover, and then I was doing like, I did Ash, Girl from Mars, and I was thinking to myself, is it really worth, doing a whole page on my website just to put up two guitar only covers? So there's no drums, there's no bass, there's no singing. Is it really worth it? Are people actually going to watch it? And I thought, no, they're not really going to watch it. So I wait until I've actually got something to say. And like I recommend other people to like Tom Waits. If you've not heard of Tom Waits, you need to listen to Tom Waits. He was a pianist, but like back in the day, funniest guy in the world. His song Waltzing Matilda, which Rod Stewart went on to cover. It's probably one of the best songs I've ever heard in my life. Tom Waits, Waltzing Matilda. When you listen to it, you'll think he's taking the piss. You'll think he's putting that like accent on. You'll think he's taking the piss. Like, he's not. And if you listen to the whole song, you'll see, wow, it's totally incredible. If that song doesn't make you cry, you're not human. Like, you're literally not human. Like, if it doesn't, well, not make you cry, but it doesn't make you feel emotion. Do you know what I mean? I don't mean cry, although that can happen. But I just mean, like, if it doesn't bring up an emotional response, you're definitely not human. It's probably one of, and there's another one called On the Nickel, which is by Tom Waits, and that's also, he's got this one called Piano Has Been Drinking, and it's like a comedy song. And you listen to that, and it's funny. Do you know what I mean? He would always play it on a Saturday night. He's married as well to this stunning woman. He looks like a hobo, like that's what they call him in America, don't they? Like a tramp. He dresses like a tramp. He talks like a tramp. He makes jokes about drugs all the time. A lot of his music's about that kind of side of life, street side of life, homeless side of life, drug side of life, darker kind of side of life, but still having positivity in despite that. But yeah, those two songs, Waltzing Matilda, which is actually just about walking with a backpack. So that's what they call it in Australia. They call a Matilda a backpack. So if you're waltzing Matilda, you're walking with a backpack on because it swings, So, and it's apparently the unofficial national Australian national anthem. Yeah, I am doing stuff here. People probably think I'm just talking, I'm just chilling out, I like the sound of my own voice a bit too much. And it's also, like I was saying, it's just the loneliness thing. But that's why I'm on all the dating apps now. Like, I downloaded, I think, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. But one of them's not a dating app. One of them's a social media app, but seems to be a dating app. Like, because you put up a photo of yourself. So I put up the one of me with my top off, obviously. And when I only had the one tattoo on this side, I didn't have Courtney Love's one on this side. And then the next day I look and I got 20 messages, like all from girls, Well, no, one of them was a transgender girl. She's actually really cool as well. And that wasn't a dating app. But then I downloaded 1, 2, 3, 4 dating apps. And I haven't been on any of them yet. No, tell a lie. I set up a profile on one, and that's the one that I got I woke up to a message saying somebody really wants to speak to you. Come to the app kind of thing, But then most people on that social media app, the first thing they say to you is, what's your Telegram, or what's your other I'm not going to say what end-to-end encrypted messages I use. What's your other one? Like I've got 3, so there's 3 that I use. And I don't use Telegram. I do use Signal. That's the only one I'll admit to. But I don't use Signal to chat to women. Because for the last 4 years, it's just been, I put dating to one side. I gave up on dating because I was still very much in love with somebody else. And I hadn't got over that yet. So I kind of, um, I'm now at the point where if that person came to me today and said, "Oh, look, I really want to, like, we should give things a go again," I would say no to her. I would say no because I wouldn't have before, but I would now. And I came to that conclusion just from the fact that she left. She left. Um, if it was love, if it was true love, the person wouldn't leave. So it was never true love. It seemed to be true love. It felt like true love. It looked like true love on both sides. But the fact that the person leaves, you know, there shouldn't be any circumstance that they leave, you know, except for like something horrific, you know. But yeah, I've got a complicated story, as people will know, and I'm not ashamed to talk about it either. I'm quite happy to talk about it now, in fact, because it educates people and stops people from being dinosaurs who are living in prehistoric times. So it's actually a good thing to talk about, you know. But so I used to get comments on here all the time, like little stupid comments, like one guy saying, "Are you safe?" You know, I told him I'd been to South Africa and I went out there for rehab and to reclaim my life. And at 17, I flew out there alone at 17 and went to a rehab there. And yeah, what was it? Then he went, that's the first thing he said to me. He said, "Are you safe?" What does that mean? I don't understand what that means. He's watching me, so he knows I'm in a safe place. I mean, he can see me, he can see there's no blood coming from me or anything like that. So he knows I'm safe. I don't really understand what he means by that. Unless he's talking about my health condition, he's making an underhand comment because he already knows about it, which, yes, you obviously did. Come on, let's call a spade a spade. He knew full well about my health condition. And that was his little way of having a dig. Do you know what I mean? And he wouldn't say that to my face. If he would, then come. 101, Moorhead Close, CF24, 5FD, Cardiff, Splot, 101, 10, it's like 101 Dalmatians, Moorhead Close, 101 Moorhead Close. So if he's prepared to make that comment to my face, he's welcome to come and make it to my face, but he won't. None of them will. None of them. I've had about 50 comments from people, and none of them will do that. So, and am I in the wrong for saying this? Am I in the wrong for saying, well, if you feel big and man enough to sit behind a phone and abuse people and say abusive hate comments, I see I've dropped down to 0, but it's never usually 0. That's just one of the tricks that they do. They'll make it say 0 when really it's 30. They'll have, yesterday it would say reconnecting, and then I'm signed on to this on another phone, and I'm looking, I'm thinking, it's saying on the phone that it's streaming from reconnecting, but on this one I'm watching myself, looking at myself, and it's not reconnecting or anything. And I was like, so why is it saying reconnecting there, but look, I'm right here. And so that was another trick that they were doing. Another trick that they did before that, I had 2,700 views on a video. And by the time it got uploaded, it said 7 views. But they didn't realize that I'd screen recorded it. And because I'd screen recorded the ending, it showed clearly 2,700 views, not 7, 2,700. And YouTube then amended it. There's been about 4 different things, which is why it makes me think that it is YouTube that's doing it. It's not a mistake. It's not somebody hacking YouTube. It's YouTube actually engaging in it. But they need to know that they're engaging and helping the people. YouTube can see the videos that are at the bottom, the ones that were at the bottom earlier today. They're not anymore. I've taken them down because the videos I don't want up. I just want to be treated fairly in life, you know, online. because I can't get treated fairly in life outside, but at least online you stand a better chance. So they're actually siding with the people who are doing the wrong thing. You know, my video, they can see my videos. There weren't videos of me making things up. There weren't videos of me saying things that weren't untrue, that weren't true. So why are you helping them? Why are you not helping the person that was wronged instead? Or why are you not taking a neutral stance and saying, okay, if you want to attack him and censor him and everything, you can do what you need to do. But as a YouTube, he's not doing anything illegal. He's not slandering anybody. He occasionally plays Law and Order in the background because he's lonely and he watches TV, and TV is usually in the background. But aside from that, you know, we're not going to jump in and do these 5 different things to make him look unpopular, like say he's got 0 views on a video when really it's 110 views. And I'm watching the video and I watched it 5 times and the view count didn't change. They did fix it, so I appreciate that. Thank you for fixing it. And thank you for now it says 110. It won't go up from that. I know, even if someone watches it tomorrow, it won't go up. It won't go up because they're not being fair. You know, you can see it. You can see it a mile off, you know. Like I looked at it today and it was the exact same amount of views as yesterday. And I'm thinking to myself, I've got 400 subscribers, but yet only 100 of them chose to watch the 45-second video. Ooh, it takes a lot for me to subscribe to someone. You know, I might like someone's video, but to subscribe to somebody, that means I would want to see their future content. I would want to see, follow them, and I would want to support them, you know. So the first 120 people signed up because of my health condition. I didn't even have a guitar at that point in time. But they've continued to support me. Only 3 of them I actually know personally. The rest of them I don't even have a clue who they are. So that's 120, and then it went up to 400. So 400 out of 400 people, only 100 are watching one of my shorts. So it's not even a long video, you know. It just doesn't add up, you know. But then at the end of the day, I don't care about that. That's not what I care about. I care about just having a place so I can come, not feel as lonely, not feel socially isolated. And it's man-made social isolation. It's not me isolating myself. I'm doing everything to try and get out of the social isolation. I'm wanting to attend Cuffle Cymru. I was attending 4 Winds. Both of them I was removed from because I have a stalker. So because I have a female stalker, an ex-girlfriend, I'm now deemed a risk to the other people that attend the group. If I was a female with a stalker, they would welcome me in, and they would say, oh, you're totally safe here. Your stalker cannot harm you here. We're going to look after you. We're going to contact the police. We're going to get the police to you know, take action because stalking's a crime. But with me, they just said, no, you're banned. You can't come. And they hung up on me. They hung up on me. So that's Cuffle Cymru in Cardiff. So this is why I'm leaving Cardiff, because I don't want to. You can give me Dexedrine. I mean, 5 milligrams of Dexedrine a day, what the hell is that going to do? That's not going to make me want to stay to be treated this badly. You know, everything I try and do, they put a block in the way of. Every friend I try and they still haven't given me my depositions. And it's like they're doing that on purpose because they're telling people something that's not true. And they don't want me being able to show them it's not true. That's the only reason they would not give you your depositions, isn't it? Because I was wondering, why is YouTube blocking my IP address? I was trying to visit something on YouTube and it said, your IP address has been blocked by YouTube. You can see it on my community posts. So I would screenshot it every time, and this happened for maybe 2 months. Then I couldn't work out why, because I wasn't going on my channel. I was watching Explore With Us, which is a really good channel on YouTube. If you've not seen it, you need to see it. It's really good. It's called Explore With Us, and it's like police stuff, and it's really, really interesting. You'll love it. It's one of those channels you'll watch one video and then you won't stop until you've watched every single one, and then you'll be angry that there's not more of them. That's what happened. So it's called Explore With Us. It's incredible. So that's all I was doing, was watching that. So I couldn't understand why they were blocking my IP address. Then I discovered why. I discovered why about 2-3 nights ago, because on here where I'm signed in, it said 109 views on my superstardom level cover of Learning to Fly by Tom Petty. See, I even missed it there. I keep missing it. But it had 109 views on there. But then if you went to, I signed in on this phone down here, was the phone down there, it's charging. And I had a VPN on, and I wasn't signed into any account. So this one was signed into my account and it said 109 views. That one wasn't signed into any account and it had a VPN on, yeah? That one down there, I looked at the video and it said no views. No, it didn't say no views, it said 0 views. On here, where I'm signed in, it said 109 views. So I watched it 5 times and it just wouldn't change. I expected if you watch it, it would go to 1 view, you know? If you watched it 3 times, it would go to 3 views. Or maybe it would just stay at 1 view, because maybe it would go by phone, you know, so it knows that phone's seen it once. So it would log it as 1. But it didn't even log it as 1. Nothing changed. And I then realized that's why they've been blocking my IP address, because they've been censoring me, making me believe that I'm being treated fairly, because I come on my account where I'm signed in and my IP is not blocked and it says 109 views. I go on a phone that's got a VPN on, that's not signed into any account, so your phone, anybody else's phone that isn't mine, and it says 0 views. So that's censorship. And that's just one of the many, many, many ways they've done censorship with me. There's been about 4 different ways. And I don't care about views. I don't care about all that. I just want to be treated equally, because I'm used to not being treated equally. Since age 21, I'm very used to it. I'm very used to being treated very badly, you know, very, very badly. I'm very used to it. So, you know, and they talk about like how sticks and stones can break your bones, but words can never hurt me. That's the biggest load of rubbish in the whole world. I would have much rather have my legs broken than had some of the comments that I've had in my since 21. You know, they don't leave; they stay right there. I can think of comments from this girl, comments from that girl, comments from this person, comments from that person. I can think they're all right here. They don't leave. It never leaves. And you try and get help with it, help with your mental health. And I see people on incredible prescriptions for things that I have to get illegally. So I get my medications illegally. They get theirs prescribed on the NHS for free, exact same things. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, they don't even have my health condition. They're not being treated badly. They're using heroin and cocaine with their girlfriend, meeting them at the gates of prison when they get out with heroin and crack, and you know, but they've got these 5 amazing prescriptions. I'm thinking to myself, wow, like, you know, it just baffles me how I struggle to get legal access to mental health medication. You know, I don't want quetiapine. I don't want, okay, mirtazapine's okay, but I don't want quetiapine. I don't want dexedrine. I'd just like my basic diazepam prescription back, you know, so I don't have to get it myself illegally. And I never end up getting diazepam. I always get something 10 times stronger than diazepam, like flualprazolam or flunitrazepam, you know, or there's a new one, flunitrazolam, which is a mix of alprazolam and rohypnol. You know what I mean? It's a mix of rohypnol and alprazolam, flunitrazolam, because Rohypnol is just flunitrazepam. Mogadon is just nitrazepam. So it's Rohypnol is just fluorinated. Um, so there's that new flunitrazepam one, it's meant to be ridiculously strong. I haven't tried it, but it's very easy to get. They sell them as research chemicals, not for human consumption, but they're in little pellets that you can take in tablet form for research. So bizarre. See, I'm like just ranting now, and this is not what I want to do. I don't want to do that, but I always end up doing it. Where did I even put my vape? Oh, great, I've lost it. I haven't. It's by my foot. I'm gonna grab this one now. This one's banana. This one's strawberry. All I've wanted is, because of my health condition being a hard one to fit in with in the community, I don't know any reggae. No, sorry, I don't. It's. I don't know how hard it would be to play. I'm not even sure if guitar is like one of the main kind of. I know bass will be very prevalent in it. Drums, bass, synthesizer kind of organy kind of music. I know Bob Marley played a Gibson, so there will be guitar music in it. I don't know any. I want to learn a Redemption song, just because everybody used to play it in rehab. That was the song. Whenever we had the talent show, everybody played a Redemption song by Bob Marley, which is a great song. I think it was his song, like accepting his mortality and accepting, life is not infinite and stuff like that. Anyway, so this is what I need, not this. See, I've got this here. So I'm on here where I can start recording. But what I want to get a program that can I can make beats with, because I can record the song, and I want to get the Focusrite working, this thing. So if I get this working tonight, that's my goal, just to get this working, to chill out, vape, and I might even put my guitar strap on. I never wear a guitar strap on my guitar, obviously because I'm sitting down, but still, it's like you see Neil Young always wears one with peace signs on it. It just clips on. So I guess it's part of it, isn't it? That guy from that's what I was talking about. I start talking about something and then I stop because I start talking about something else. That's like ADHD. What was I talking about? It's the guy from Yes. He kind of had like what was it? He always has his guitar really low, so he has it down like almost like down past his groin, and it looks really cool. And I was watching him, and I was thinking, his hair's like quite similar to mine, except his hair's black, and he can play. Yeah, it is definitely feel good music. I used to wake and bake, and I used to use a PAX. It's a little cannabis vaporizer. And I would vape weed and I would listen to reggae music, and there was no better way to start your day. It just took you, it just made, I could go to sleep at 12 o'clock, I'd wake up at 8 and I'd just vape until 12. And I'd just have the best days, But then I gave cannabis up as well. That's another thing, I gave cannabis up, just because it got too expensive. It was, but not too expensive because I can afford it. It's just that I was paying, £70 every 3 days. Every 3 days, £70, which is ridiculous. You're meant to get 7 grams, but I would always probably get about 6.5. And he should be giving me 8 or 9, for 70. So yeah, half an ounce. You would never give me, you would always give me like slightly under. And you notice that, and then you feel, well, I'd rather just not go to you anymore. Do you know what I mean? If you're going to do that. But, so it just got to the point where I just gave it up. And I started just using benzodiazepines full time, because at least benzodiazepines are a prescription medication. You know, they're tried, tested, they can be used safely. I've given them up now. I gave them up not by choice. I would still be using them if I could. I mean, I have a couple left, but I've been off of them now for maybe maybe over 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks. So, but then I've got no alcohol, no cannabis, no benzodiazepines. So, what am I supposed to do? You know. And the reason I don't drink alcohol, I do like alcohol, but I don't drink it, is because it interferes with my medication. And it gives me the like sickness you wouldn't believe. Because I used to like drinking Baileys. Yeah, this is what I need, because I'm going to Google how to do my focus right on here. But yeah, Bailey's was my drink, Irish cream. Oh, cool. Okay, that's good. I've got a new phone voucher I need to put on. But I've got a thing on here which is going to tell me when I got, because I've got 6 gigabytes left on this. So I put the thing on. Wow, 2.86 gigabytes. That's what I've already used. 2.86 gigabytes. I restarted the counter. So when it gets to 5 gigabytes, it's going to stop. But now I know I can continue because I've got another top-up voucher to add. So I might have to come off for 5 minutes. And the reason why is because I downloaded these games. I also downloaded Fortnite. I'd heard of it. I don't know what it is. To this moment, I don't know what Fortnite is. I know it looked cool. There was like some cool characters and things there. There's some Lego ones, which I was like, well, I don't want to do anything with Lego. But the cool characters looked cool. And it was free to download. So I was like, okay, cool, I'll download it. Then I realized it was like 20 gigabytes on Switch. So, and I put a new SIM card, not a new SIM card, yeah, a new SIM card. A new SD card, you know, the micro SD card that goes in here. I put one of the SanDisk Ultra ones in here, so then I had to download these games again. And I downloaded, which ones did I downloaded Vice City and San Andreas. But I'm annoyed, like, I wish they had Grand Theft Auto 4 or Grand Theft Auto 5. They're saying that Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be on the Switch too. But then some people are saying it's not going to be, because the Switch 2 is 4K. I'm not a gamer, I don't play games, but Grand Theft Auto, I always play that. And then there's my Linux book, which is what I'm reading at the moment, trying to get used to Linux. So, but I do like it. I like Switch. Switch is a cool thing. It's just, you know, and you can connect with people as well. You can make friends, you know, like because I'm on Nintendo Online. So I can play sports, I can play Tony Hawk's 1 and 2, and I can play Mario Kart with other people. You can't play Grand Theft Auto for some reason. But yeah, Fortnite's there somewhere. There's Fortnite. No, that's Fortnite there, and I don't have a clue what it is, but I just knew it was free. So I was like, well, okay, if it's free, I'll take it. Because it looked okay, you know, there's loads of free games, but that actually looked alright, so I was like, okay, I'll take it. But it's like 20 gigabytes, and I think I've downloaded about 3 or 4. I'm actually going to turn this off before it starts to download anymore. But yeah, I actually now want to get a Switch too. It's just the problem is they're like £400. Do you know what I mean? I can't really justify spending £400 just to play. The games that I would play, it would be Zelda, because I think that's like quite a cool game. You can get into it. It reminds me of my youth, you know what I mean? Tony Hawk's, I'll play that. Grand Theft Auto, I'll play that. But that's it. You know, there's no other games like Sonic or Super Mario. None of these things interest me. And I've got the Nintendo app for on here as well. The Nintendo Switch one, because apparently, like, if you're playing Zelda, you have like this notes thing on here. I don't have Zelda. I just saw that, so I was wondering. Well, I wonder what they have for like Grand Theft Auto and things. You know? So there's this decentralized app, yeah, and it's called D Live. So it's that one. It's called D Live, yeah. So D is in decentralized, live. And decentralized means that, say you had stuff up that the police didn't like or the government didn't like, it's tough luck. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing they can do to take it down. If you're doing something illegal, then they can charge you for whatever that is, but it still won't get taken down. But decentralized social media, I've just seen as the future. You know, like not just D Live. There's about 50 of them. Not about 50, about 20 of them. You know, there's Odyssey. There's PeerTube. Minds. There's loads of them. There's absolutely loads of them. They're all decentralized compared to YouTube, which is centralized, which means if the police or the government have a problem with you, even if it's because they're in the wrong, they can contact YouTube and say, YouTube, censor this person, and YouTube pretty much have to abide by it. Even when YouTube know I was illegally taken to court. Just something I'm not going to get into in this video because I don't want to talk about it. And it was one of the videos that I took down because I've moved on from it. I've just wanted to be treated the same as other people. And if I like I want to be treated the same as other people, they don't want those stupid videos up. So can't we come to like a common middle ground where I keep those videos down forever and I can then just happily get on with my very small YouTube channel, which is never going to be. I'm never going to get famous off of this. I don't earn money from it. I don't want to earn money from it. I just like having a place where I can come and I don't feel as lonely. I don't feel as socially isolated. And it's because it's not loneliness. It's, you know, it's, I meet people on the dating apps and everything's great, you know. It's just, and that's a brand new thing that I've only started doing over the last 4 or 5 days since I've got a graphene phone, you know, because that phone's hacked. That phone does whatever it wants to do. It doesn't do what I want it to do. This phone does what I want it to do. And I've got my Dropbox on here as well, which I'm really happy with. Oh my god, my legs are killing me. See? I don't know why you're not allowed to like point this at the camera. Hold on. Reggae is island music. Yeah, see, I lived in South Africa, yeah, so I know exactly what you're talking about. Out there, they had Kwaito. They call it Kwaito music, and Kwaito music is, it's like South African hip hop. And there's this guy, Big Nas, and everything, and he was really cool. He was good. He was based in Durban because there's 3 capitals: there's Durban, Johannesburg, and Cape Town. I'm talking to nobody here, but still. I haven't been leaving these videos up. Like, yes, the day before yesterday, I got 5 likes within 20 minutes, and I was like, wow. But I deleted it. I deleted it the second it ended. Then I thought, I went on yesterday thinking, right, I'm not going to delete it if that happens again, because that's really cool, you know. I mean, that's almost like I'm being treated fairly. And I got the same. No, I got 7 likes, and then someone took their like away. I don't know why, but they took their like away. See, my leg's killing me. So yeah, but as soon as I came off, I deleted it because I wasn't happy with it. You know, and I'm unhappy because the second video, I started talking about my health condition, HIV. And I mentioned a lot of the things that I'd mentioned in the first video. The first video only got 1 like. It was a very, very long video, 4 hours, and I only spoke about it for about 5-10 minutes. So people probably missed it, or people probably started watching the video and didn't realize what the video was about or anything like that. The one that got 5 views, 5 likes, within the first 10 minutes, where I was just talking about my health condition, I started off straight away. I was very nervous. I was very, very nervous. I feel a bit nervous. No, I don't feel nervous now because of medication, but I feel very confident right now. Um, but it's not a nice subject to talk about because you're talking to people that A, don't understand it, B, have a preconceived idea about it, and I want to actually tag HIV in the video. But the only problem with that is then it stupidly says, whenever someone will come on the video, it'll have a little paragraph bit that YouTube put there that says HIV, human immune deficiency virus, and it explains a little bit about it. But they're not explaining the reality of it. That's the problem. You're explaining Wikipedia's view on it. You're not actually explaining the truth. Explain the truth. Don't explain, Wikipedia. Rather, explain the truth. And I'm somebody who will tell you the truth, right? If I want to have a baby, yeah, I always say I can have one tomorrow. I don't mean tomorrow. I mean in 9 months. I can have a baby in 9 months, and it will be negative. It won't have my health condition. To do that, you'd think it would be a complicated process. It's not. All I need to do is go out, find a girl who doesn't have it, or one that does and is on treatment. And by treatment, it's just one single tablet once a day, same as I take one single tablet. This one. See, I have these little pill holders. This one tablet a day. That one tablet a day means I'm allowed to have unprotected sex with any girl that I want, with her consent, obviously. And I do not need to tell her. I don't need to tell her that I have it. Why don't I need to tell her that I have it? That sounds wrong, doesn't it? Of course you'd have to tell her. No, you don't have to tell her. It's the same as allergies. Because allergies are impossible to catch by any means, you don't have to tell them you have allergies. It's the same with my condition. You don't have to tell them because they don't come into contact with it. There's no risk for it. So I'm actually roasting hot now. I was roasting hot when I started the video. I always sit like this when I'm in bed. And I even shaved my chest earlier. But yeah, so A, most people would look at me and they wouldn't even think I had it. B, if I want to have unprotected sex, like I did with the girl who says all the nasty stuff about me, and now she sees me happy getting on with my life without her. She comes on my Instagram and says all this nasty stuff about me and always says that I have this health condition, which is actually a crime. She's not allowed to do that. It's against the law because it's legally protected. It's my decision whether I tell people or not. It's not her decision. That's why the law says if she does tell people, she needs to be charged with doing that, with spreading legally protected information. It's against the law. But if I keep it secret, it makes it look like I'm keeping it. If I keep it secret, you'll think, oh, he's keeping it secret because it's a dirty, disgusting thing, and that's why he doesn't want anyone to know about it. No, I keep it secret because nobody has a realistic opinion of it. Nobody understands it. You can explain the truth and the facts of it 40 years in, and people still have this view of it from the 80s, when we're not in 1980 anymore, we're now in 2025, where we have a functional cure. That one tablet once a day makes me undetectable, right? Which means that when they take my blood and they look for it in the lab. They look for the virus in my blood, and they can't even find it. They look for it in my blood. They can't even see it. They can't find it. So that's why you're undetectable. They did studies. They're called the partner studies. They did them 4 times. 20 years. They took 20 years to do. It was 200,000 couples. Okay, so it was 100,000 straight couples, where one person had it, one person didn't. See, I see the person comes on and then goes off because they don't care about it. Then they don't want to get educated about it. They just really don't care because that's the thing. Why have a friend with it when you can have a friend without it? Why have a boyfriend with it when you can have one without it? Well, I'm a really good person. That's maybe why. And I was being called 1 in a million. Things like that. and I'm a great friend, I'm a great person, I'm a great listener, I'm a giving, caring person, I'm a homeowner, I own my own home in my 30s. Um, you know, I'm soon going to be buying a house because I'm selling this place to get away from Cardiff. Um, but yeah, I can have, but people don't know that, do they? People don't understand. I'm allowed to have unprotected sex tonight with any girl in Cardiff or from anywhere in the UK or any girl. Um, and I don't need to tell her. I don't even need to tell her because she will not even come into contact with it because I'm undetectable. So because there's this thing that came out called U equals U, and it's undetectable equals untransmittable. I can't give you something I don't have. If I don't have it, how can I give you it? If I don't have a pound in my wallet, how can I give you a pound? I can't. So I'm undetectable. I've been undetectable since day 3, back when I was 21. I started medication, and on day 3 of medication, I was undetectable. Since that day, 20 years ago, so I'm 37 now, I've been undetectable the entire time. I had a 2-year relationship with the girl on the video down below, the Pakistani girl, the one who says she wants to rape my mum and wants me to film it. She wants me to film her raping my mum. I didn't know she was lesbian, but she wants to rape my mum. And my mum's not really in her age group, you know, and plus my mum was always paying debts for her left, right and centre. So let's just get back on. My mum was always paying debts for her left, right and centre, this debt, that debt, this debt, and I was never told. My mum said that she had told her not to tell me. Me and her would then go and stay in hotels on the weekend, and she would tell me not to tell my mum. And that's because she was paying for it with my mum's money. So she would make up these debts. She would make up totally fictional debts. She was using me. Why was she using me? Because she knew I had a health condition and wanted love, and she knew she couldn't catch it by any means. So we were having unprotected sex 3 times a day, at least once a day, but some days it was 3 times a day. It was whenever I wanted, whenever she wanted. You know, she would always want sex when she was on her period. You know, and she's negative today, obviously. Why is she negative? Because it's impossible. And you think, if they came up with a functional cure for cancer today, I don't care that it says 0 people, because this is one video I'm leaving out. If they came up with a functional cure means, you know, like, I have to take 1 tablet a day, but that 1 tablet a day means I'm cured. Essentially, I'm cured. If I stop the tablet, yeah, 3 months later, it'll come back. But I'm not going to be stopping the tablet. I haven't stopped it since I was 21, 37 now. So I had sex with her every single 3 times a day, you know, and always unprotected from day 1. We actually never used a condom for 2 years. I've never had sex with her and used a condom. She is negative today. She even came up with a code word for it to use in front of her family and friends. She used to call it Harry. So she'd say, "How's Harry?" You know. And she came to the gum clinic with me where Fiona sat and explained U equals U to her, and that it's impossible but to catch me by any means, and the reality of where we are in 2025. Why wasn't that front page news for 1 day? Why wasn't it front page news for 1 single day? If it was cancer and they came up with a functional cure where you take 1 tablet a day and your cancer's cured, that would be front page news for 10 years. Mine wasn't front page news for 1 day. I'm not going to go on and on about it because I don't want it to be a focal point. I'm here trying to do fucking music, man. That's what I've been trying to do, is music. That's what I've been doing for 4 years, music. I haven't even been dating. I had dating on the side. Like, in 4 years, I've seen 1 girl. Because I was entirely focused on this. I had my blue tick. I was on Instagram. I had my blue tick verified. I was almost at 3,000 followers, and I was just getting a tattoo like once a month, not once a month, once every 3 months, and I was doing like 1 cover once a month, and I was happy doing that. When this girl, the ex, who knew about it from day one, said she didn't mind if she caught it. That's what she said. She said that about maybe 4 times. I don't care if I catch it. I don't care. Which I always found a bit strange because it's impossible. You can't catch it. Even if they offered me money, if they offered me £1 million to give it to you, I couldn't. I couldn't get that £1 million because it's impossible. The only way I could do it is if I was freshly diagnosed and wasn't yet on medication. That's the only way you could do it. But for me, someone who's on medication, I would need to stop my medication for about 3 to 6 months before I would then become infective again. So it's and they've now come up with a real cure. It used to be that this is the last thing I'm going to say on it because it's not my focal point. My focal point is music. And the song by Neil Young, The Needle and the Damage Done, that was a song about Danny Whitten. I mean, here's my methadone right here. This is my methadone. Sugar-free. 120 milligrams. So, enough to kill 3 people. But that's what's kept me clean. That's what's kept me clean for 9 years. I'm a homeowner. I own my own home. I'm selling this place and I'm getting a house. So you'll see 101 Moorhead Close up for sale soon because I'm getting a house. I'm moving away from Cardiff because I would like to have friends and I'd like to have friendships and build relationships and things like that without people shooting me down at every single stage. As has happened the last 2 years, the most horrendous last 2 years of my life. And that's saying something for me to say they were the worst years of my life. The last 2 were the worst years. People coming in my flat when I went out, God knows what they were doing, corrupted my Ring cameras with this, I could go into it all, but I don't want to. I'm so bored of talking about it, man. I just want to be a normal human being and live a normal life like I used to live before I met the criminal Noreen Javid, whose brother is a convicted paedophile. He pled guilty to paedophilia. He was asked guilty or not guilty for rape and paedophilia, and he said guilty. He went to prison for that. He wasn't on the general population wing, he was on the sex offender wing with the nonces. Nonce is not a derogatory term, it means not on normal courtyard exercise. I can show you a photo on here, and if I can find it, I'll do it right now. This is why I am, because you might look at me and say, why are you, that's a bit wrong that you're telling us that, you know, you shouldn't be telling us about your brother, that's a bit spiteful. Okay, well, we'll wait until you see the comment that she put on my Instagram that started it all. On this the thing here. Your IP is blocked by YouTube. Why is it blocked by YouTube? YouTube, why were you blocking my IP address? That's pretty random. Oh, because you didn't want people see my real views? No, you didn't want me to see that you weren't showing my real views. Okay, fair enough. If I can find it, see, it's in my Dropbox. It's here. It's in my Dropbox. And it was the hate comment. It's actually a hate crime, and she's the person who said it. She's the person that started everything. So people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. She lives in a glass house because her brother is a convicted paedophile. And she always used to say that it's public domain, it's online. Go on Wayback Machine, type in Bashir Javid. So Bash, Bash, Aid, that's the first name, Bashaid, surname Javaid. So Bashir Javid. And you'll see it's a newspaper from over in England. I've actually got this. I've got a screenshot here in one of these 1 million photos on this Dropbox, and it's him. There's a picture of him standing, and then there's a black guy next to him. And they were found in a room with a 13-year-old girl. Bashir was underneath the covers, sleeping, naked. She was in the shower. There was money on the countertop, and the other blackmail, and he pled guilty to that. While he was in prison, Noreen, the girl who started everything by commenting hate on my Instagram, which is why I'm responding in kind, she stayed in contact with the 13-year-old girl and passed messages between the 13-year-old girl and her brother, who was on the non-swing. The reason he's not on normal courtyard exercise is because if he was, the normal prisoners would kill him, because normal prisoners don't like sex offenders. They call them wrong uns. It's the one thing nobody likes, is sex offenders. And her brother's a sex offender, and he has pled guilty to that. And she always said it's ruined their lives. So why are you coming on my Instagram and shouting all this abuse at me when you see me doing well? Do you think I'm not going to respond in kind and say the truth about you? So that's all I've done here. All I've done is I never started anything. I was peacefully getting on with my Instagram doing music, which is all I'm trying to do now. But I won't have her use my health condition, which is something I never asked for or signed up for. I won't have her use that as a weapon, which is a powerful weapon because people are uneducated about it. So because they're uneducated about it, it's really a powerful weapon. You can tell them, I can make a friend. She'll see that friend. She'll make a fake account. This is the classic thing she does, is makes fake accounts on Facebook, adds me, and then looks for whoever I'm friends with, instantly tells them. People who are uneducated about it, I think it's not their fault. It's just that they haven't been educated about it yet. So like if you think of it as something from the 80s, it's not your fault. It's just that you haven't been educated about it. I hadn't been educated about it. When I was diagnosed with it, I thought my life was over. Age 21, 20 years ago. 20 years ago? No, it can't be 20 years ago. 9, what's 9 and 7? Whatever 9 and 7 is, 16. Okay, so 16 years ago, I thought my life was over. And I went and I saw this amazing woman from the Terence Higgins Trust, who are just the best charity in the world. And there's an MP around here called Stephen Doherty, who does a lot of work with them, and he does a lot of work with raising awareness and stuff like that. So he's a great guy. And this woman, Sarah Furman, she educated me about it. So I walked in feeling suicidal. And I was going to do it. I was ready. I'm not going to suffer for 2 years and die, because that's what I thought happened. That's what I thought would happen. I thought I would suffer for 2 years like Freddie Mercury and be dead in 2 years. And then I walked out with a new lease on life, realizing I'm going to live to the exact same age I was going to live to. I'm not going to have any health problems at all, because it never progresses from the first stage to the second stage. It can't progress to that. I can have a normal relationship, I can have unprotected sex, I can have a negative baby. So it's like it's all backfired on her. She said it like it's this ultra powerful weapon, which yes, it is. If I keep it secret and people are uneducated, then it is a powerful weapon. If I'm honest about it and I educate about it and I let people know the truth and the facts about it, so not what Wikipedia says, I'm talking the facts, the partner studies, the 20-year partner studies, you'll see that I'm not in the wrong for naming Bashir Javid the paedophile. She started it. People in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. I bet this number one person here is her. She shouldn't be throwing stones. So if he's going to be angry at anyone, he should be angry at her, and he should be telling her, apologize to him. Go on and say you made it all up. That's the kind of things he should be saying. He shouldn't be angry at me for defending myself, because she called me something that he pled guilty to. And you got me asking the police, can you please release my depositions just so I can show that she's talking absolute rubbish. And they're ignoring me. And I can show you the messages that are on here, where I've requested. Oh, thank God for VPNs, honestly. I've downloaded to this phone every single photo. So every single photo and video that was on this Dropbox has been downloaded to the phone. God, she's beautiful, man. See, I always do that. I always go way over. See, this is what I want to be talking about. Is normal stuff, man, because I'm allowed to. If you're someone who's negative, I can have sex with you tonight with your consent. If it's with your consent, I'm just saying it like it is. Sorry if it seems like very forward. Any negative girl, because I'm not gay. Any negative girl, I can have sex with you tonight. It can be any type of sex you want, and it's impossible for you to catch it. You can, if you fall pregnant, the baby will be negative. That's just a fact. We know this from partner studies where they took 100,000 gay couples where one had it and one didn't. They took 100,000 straight couples where one had it and one didn't. So that's 200,000 people, half straight, half gay. One had it, one didn't. Oh, they studied them for 20 years. They let these 200,000 couples have sex, unprotected sex, every day for 20 years. Do you know how many transmissions there were? 0. Not one. And that's when the law changed. That's when they realized, wow, okay, so this medication is actually really a cure, you know? But nobody knows about it. It wasn't front page news. So yeah, like the gorgeous girls on here, like that's what I want to be talking about. And the Manic Street Preachers right there, that's what I want to be talking about. You know, I've got all the hate messages from Nunu Javid. I've got them all here. Watch on. They're all here. She knows what they are because she's the one that does the excessive emojis, where she does like 10 emojis in a row because she's sad, a child. And then it just goes on and on and on. She went on for so long. And I'm like, well, thinking, well, no, I'm not going to be held hostage. I'm not going to have you have this weapon, which is only a weapon when people are uneducated. I'm not going to allow you to have it. I've got a great life. I'm going to be a house owner soon. I'm still making music. I'm still doing guitar. I know you said, can't wait to see you get on with music on this channel. And I did get on with music on that channel. And then I came over to YouTube because I thought I'd get fair treatment. And I also I felt that you couldn't spam as well over here. So I thought that was I was just wanting to get away from it, that's all. I was wanted to be treated fairly, but get away from it. You know, I didn't want to stay in a place where I'd been abused. So that's why I left Instagram and came to YouTube. Because YouTube, it was a lot easier to control the comments, etc., etc. So, oh, there we go, cool. Seriously, honestly, like, where would we be without VPNs? I swear to God. They plan on banning them, and that will never happen because even if they did ban them, Tor would always be available anyway, the onion route. But I've already signed a petition putting my name down, my real name as well. I didn't lie, I said my real name, and I told them what VPN I use, which is usually Proton, which they have to follow Swiss law. They can't. So if the UK wants something off them, they can't give it to them because they have to follow Swiss law. So that's you know, they're legally not allowed to give information to anybody. So that's why people should use Proton. Or there's a couple of them. There's CyberGhost is cool. CyberGhost, she was stunning. She was, man. But yeah, so there we go. The rant over. If you want to know about my health condition and the reality of it, instead of things that you'll have been brought up to believe or came to believe through friends or the grapevine, etc. If you want to know the actual truth about it, just go on Google and Google the letter U. So U for you, you know, U for undetectable. U equals U. So that's what it is. U equals U. Because it's undetectable equals untransmittable. So even if you wanted to give it to somebody, you can't. Which means then how can you give it to a baby? If you can't even give it to the girl, how can you give it to the baby? And there's a group, I found out on Monday, there's 1,100 people in this city alone who have it. And I was amazed by that because I thought it was just me. I thought it was just me. Or if I was realistic, I thought maybe there's 5 people, 4 gay people and me. Because I'm straight, and I think that's a harsh thing because I think gay people are a lot more supportive of. But anyway, one girl who goes to this group, one of the 1,100 in this city, and I'm like, and they said there's between 300 and 400 girls. I'm like, well, where are these girls, man? Like they should do like a little dating thing, you know what I mean? Or not a dating thing, but like a thing where you can meet people, because it's so stigmatized, isolated, and there's such extreme lack of education around it. I mean, would you tell I had it by looking at me? No, exactly. So it's because of that they should do some kind of like help you meet people, because there's one girl who's gone off to have a baby. She's had it for 15 years and she's just gone off to have a baby. And this baby's not going to be born with it. They don't do that. They don't allow that to happen. They would terminate it early on in pregnancy if that was going to happen. They wouldn't allow a baby to be born with it. So yeah, she's positive, has been 15 years. Her partner is negative, and she's just gone off to have a baby. And a lot of these people's partners are negative. In fact, that's what the nurse said. She said most of them are negative. So I'm going to be hooking up with these people, but seeing as I'm moving, the place I'm moving to, I've already looked at the community there, and I've seen there's actually a really cool community there. There's a group there at least, where I'll be able to fit in and make friends and peers. But it's not what I'm wanting to do. I'm just wanting to get on with music. It's that song, The Needle and the Damage Done by Neil Young. Sorry, this has turned into an essay, me talking. I'm getting bored of my voice now. But the Needle and the Damage Done, it was about Danny Whitten, who's a heroin addict, and he died. Neil Young gave him money to go back home because he just wasn't cutting it with the guitar in the studio because of his drug use. He went home and he died that very same night. So Neil Young wrote the Needle and the Damage Done. And that song is not just about heroin use. It's actually about consequences, and it's about living with those consequences. Oh, someone said yesterday they would see my hairline. I don't know why. There's my hairline. Exactly the same as when I was 12. Not moved. My hairline has not moved once. I don't know why you wanted to see my hairline. Is it a fetish of yours? Are you gay? Do you want to see my hairline for that reason? It's like I've got the thickest hair, and like even my uncle Michael, he died. He died when I think he was like 82, and he died, and his hair was still just as thick as this. And he hadn't even really gone grey, and he was in his 80s, which is what was weird. Which I was like, how are you in your 80s and your hair's not even grey? And he wasn't dyeing it. When I don't put conditioner in, it looks like a troll. I can go like that and it'll stay up. But I've started using conditioner. So now it just falls back down. But yeah. So yeah, hairline is looking good. Looking good. I don't know why that guy wanted to see it. He said hairline check. And I didn't see the comment at the time. See, so it'll go from my health condition to now hairline check, or to something about addiction. And they don't seem to realise all these things. Neil Young, you see Neil Young's hairline? He had an awful hairline. And he's the most important person in rock and roll that there ever has been. There's nobody in rock and roll that was ever more important than Neil Young. Neil Young invented grunge. Grunge music that Kurt Cobain was doing, Neil Young invented that. So it all came from Neil Young. So all the popular music you're listening to today, with this guitar based at least, because he's not into hip hop obviously, and he's not into dance music. It's not that he doesn't like it; it's not his thing. It all came from that. I've literally gone on and on and on and on and on, and I didn't plan on doing it, so I'm going to stop there. Google U equals U if you would like to get educated and know the realities of my health condition, which I won't be held hostage by anymore. I won't have this. It should be my decision on whether I would like to tell people or not. And I didn't like to. I didn't like to because people didn't have a realistic understanding of it. I preferred to just be Monte Cristo guitarist. That's what I did. I played guitar. And I really enjoyed it. You know, I got tattoos. You know, some of the girls would often say that they looked hot, which used to raise my self-esteem, which is something I really need because I don't get that. You know, because I don't have girls throwing themselves at me because of my health condition. And the lack of education, you know. So it was really those comments online. They were really nice and they were really beneficial to me and my mental health, you know, and wanting to keep fighting, you know. So yeah, it's music's all I'm doing, but I won't be held hostage by one pathetic girl who, as soon as she sees me doing a video of Alice in Chains, nutshell, and me getting loads of good comments. Like there's about 6 good comments. I've got the photos right here. It's on my Dropbox. And there's about 6 photos, and they. I mean, I pay for my Dropbox every month. Pay for it. I pay for Proton VPN every month. Yeah, well, I'm not actually. Sorry, I'm lying there. My mum does. My mum pays for both. Um, I'm lucky. My mum, she just bought my top up there, my top up voucher, for when this one runs out. And I'm very lucky to have the mum that I do. She's like a lady. She's a good person. She's my biggest supporter. And I had an argument with her this morning, and I hate myself for it. You know, it was just not an argument, just like, you know, get on each other's nerves kind of thing. But she's coming up, I think, tomorrow or Wednesday. Go for Costa. Because I go for the Frappuccinos. If you've not had it, go to Costa and get a Frappuccino and ask for the strawberry one. And I promise you it'll be the best thing that you've ever had in your life. You'll love it. So yeah, let's get on. So yeah, just basically like that. I probably spoke for about 2 hours there, which I didn't mean to do. But it's hard to speak about a topic that's quite complex to people that have these preconceived ideas about it in a short space of time. You know, I need to tell you the whole story. You know, basically all it is you equals you. Google that. Now you're educated. Now you know the truth. If I want to have a baby, I can have a negative baby in 9 months' time. No problem. How do I have that? Do I have to go through a complicated procedure or process to do that? No, I have sex with the girl, unprotected sex with the girl. Right now, she falls pregnant, the same as it would with any other guy, and then in 9 months' time, out comes a negative baby. As simple as that. Why is it that simple? Because I'm undetectable. Because of the one tablet I take every day, my level is undetectable, it can't even be found. So I'm exactly the same as every other man. So yeah, it did take a long time to talk about it, but at least we got to this point now where now you're educated, now you know the truth about it. You know, is it glamorous? Of course it's not glamorous. Is it nice? No, of course it's not nice. Do I wish I didn't have it? Yes, of course I wish I didn't have it. But the sad case is I do have it, and I have had it since 21. I've never had to speak about it because I always had the privacy aspect. I was always given the right of keeping it private if I wanted. Which I chose to, just due to it was just easier, you know, because people if they didn't know, they would treat me normally. I fitted in, everything's perfect. I can date now. Do your thing now. Do your thing now, my friend. Do your thing now. Go on. I've got to take some medication anyway. I've got a little bit of liquid here that I need to drink. Just there's not. It's not even a whole bottle. There's only how much is in here? It's up to there. It's up to there. So I'm going to be drinking that. I've got some tablets I need to take too. Prescription, of course, obviously. Not doing it. It's just stupid because it's like it says you did it. Yeah, you did it last night, and last night it said on there reconnecting. But then on this phone, which was already connected to it, it was working absolutely fine. And oh look, I've gained three followers. Look at that, right here. Come on, do it again. Do it again. Do your thing now. I bet you it won't stop on here. If you make it stop on there, and it won't stop on there. And that's why I realized, wow, even when it says reconnected, press here to reconnect, I don't even need to do that because it's still recording. But it just, so there we go, more proof of how they've been censoring me. And it's I don't believe it's not YouTube that spotted me and said, oh, we're going to censor him, because they were very good to me initially. And I mean, even the other day, they changed my 0 views thing to the correct number. You know, I can't say for a fact that they'd done that on purpose. I can't say they didn't do it on purpose. I don't know. I would like to think that they hadn't done it on purpose. I would like to think that we live in a democracy and that it's a democratic country and we're allowed to, if there's people in power, we're allowed to voice our concerns over it. We're allowed to speak about it. Use the complaint system, which I'm not allowed to use. I'm not allowed to use the complaint system apparently. Even though the ombudsman is saying that I have to use the complaint system, I have to use the internal complaint system first, then I can go to him. But they're saying, nope, you can't use the internal complaint system. So you're just lying to me and hoping that I believe it when I'm actually educated on the topics. It's silly. What's my want at the end of the day? What have I wanted from that? Just to be left alone to do social media in peace. That's it. So I'm not even asking anything crazy or anything exotic or anything wild. I'm just asking for the thing that everybody else takes for granted, which is having a Facebook account, having an Instagram account, getting likes, being able to be a person, a human being, being able to attend 4 Winds, being able to attend Cyffwrdd Cymru. I'm not allowed to attend either. Why? You tell me. They hung up on me. Well, no, the first time she said she couldn't wait to get me in there. Then my mum's calling every week because they're just never calling us. So every week we're calling Cyffwrdd Cymru, we're calling Karen from Cyffwrdd Cymru, every single week. And she's, oh yeah, he's just not been assigned a worker yet. Oh yeah, and I'm thinking to myself, well, why don't you just say, oh, we've assigned you a worker, but it's for in 2 months' time. That's fine, because at least I've got a date then. At least I know, right, okay, it's 2 months. I wasn't expecting it to be 2 days' time. And then they offered me either an appointment there or appointment in town, not in town or up here. And I said, anything. You can be on the moon if you want. I'll see you there. And they said, then they called me back 2 days later with a telephone appointment. I didn't want a telephone appointment. I wanted a person-to-person appointment, for it to feel personal, And what does she do? She hangs up on me. I've got the whole call recorded because I used to obsessively record all my calls on there. So whenever someone called, I was recording. I'd record on one phone and I'd have, because I've got 2 of these phones. I'd record on one phone and I'd have the other phone on loudspeaker next to it. Which is how I got all the police videos at the bottom, which you can no longer see. You can't see those police videos. They're not there. Because I took them down. I took the videos down. Anyway, I'm going to come off for 5 because I'm going to put this new top up on, and then I'm going to come back on, and I'm going to get on with making music on my laptop, which is upside down, and getting this going. Because I have to, I'm not spending £200 on this and not using it. It's because the sound quality I'll get from this will be 10 million times better than the sound quality. You do get good sound. I'm not saying you don't get good sound quality from that. It's digital. but it's just it's not going to be as good as this, and it's not going to be. I'm not going to be able to use my pedals with it. And I've got so many. I thought I showed them yesterday. I've got like 30 pedals here. You know, everything, all modulation pedals, all drive pedals, distortion pedals. I've got a loop, the RC5 looper, which Johnny Marr uses. I've got the synthesizer, the SY1. You name it, I've got it. You know, I've had 2 headstock tuners, but I broke one, and now the other one's broke. A phaser, which I love, the MT2W. I'm just reading them now because I can see them there. The TU3 tuner, I've got like 3 tuners, but I prefer the headstock tuners. But yeah. Anyway, I'll be back now. This is just me chilling, and it's cool. It shows it pays off because I came on here and I had 405 followers. Now I've got 408. So that means I've gained 3, which is cool. That's all right. So I don't care if YouTube's fixing the likes. I don't care if YouTube's not allowing, banning my IP so that I don't see that they're fixing the likes. I don't mind any of that because I've got my followers there. I find it's totally fucking unbelievable that every single community post, I've said that on purpose because I want YouTube to hear it. So by swearing, it'll probably hopefully draw their attention. Every single post, community post that I put up, every single one gets 0 comments, 0 likes. When I've got 408 subscribers, so not one of them is ever liking it, ever, not even one, because it's literally every single comment that every single post I end up liking them, just to try and get it going. It never does though, and it's obviously just another trick. It's another trick because how many tricks have we seen now from YouTube? We've seen four different separate tricks that they do to either make you feel that you're unpopular, to make you look that you're unpopular, when you're popular, to lower your popularity, like 2007 down to 7, and there's a 4th one as well. So there was 4 different ways that they're trying to do it. There's my channel, which is called Music Against Hate, and always has been. Had a couple of days where it wasn't. There's another channel called Erasmus, and I know this name because I used to know a girl called Leonie Erasmus. It's actually a South African name, Erasmus. It's a South African name, Erasmus, a very popular one. Anyway, it's called Erasmus School Against Hate Speech. So five words: Erasmus School Against Hate Speech. Mine's Music Against Hate. When you type in Music Against Hate on the search bar, guess what comes up first? My channel with 400 subscribers, or Erasmus School Against Hate Speech with 20 subscribers? You're right, Erasmus. Erasmus comes up first. And my channel was made before this. And it's not like, I wouldn't mind that if it was their channel and then straight underneath, bang, there's my channel, which is actually called Music Against Hate. Because that's what I typed in the search bar, Music Against Hate. I'm not typing in Erasmus School Against Hate Speech, which isn't Music Against Hate. They're missing words there, because there's no Erasmus School Against. They don't even have the word music there. It's Erasmus School Against Hate Speech. So they don't even have the word music in their name. I type in Music Against Hate, and the first channel that comes up is Erasmus School Against Hate Speech. You look down below that, you won't even find my channel. You don't even find it. I've got 400 subscribers, they've got 20. I'm going to go and subscribe to them because I respect what they're doing. It's nothing personal on them. I hope they do really well, and that's why I'm going to go and subscribe to them. Because I don't think I have. I might have subscribed to them. But I will check now. But I just find that's another way that they censor you, is when people will know what, from my webpage, they'll know what to search because I've told them my channel's called Music Against Hate. They'll come on, they'll search for it, can't find it. So that's another way they do censorship, by hiding. Well, they're not doing it against Erasmus School against hate speech. They're not being censored, so they're very lucky with their 20 subscribers. They're more popular than me, you know. And they've got I think 10 videos or 20 videos, you know. So I wouldn't care if they were first. I would just want to be underneath them. That's all. You know, it should really be me above them when you type in music against hate and I'm called music against hate. It should really be me. But it seems it's not. Okay, big deal. At least have me underneath. But you can scroll. I was scrolling down yesterday and you can scroll for 10 minutes and you won't even find me. These are the things. Are these things supposed to happen and I'm supposed to be okay with it? And I'm supposed to just be like, oh, it's fine. I'm putting all this hard work in, you know what I mean? I'm trying to build something up, get something going, share my music journey, and it's being spoilt by all these people for very malicious reasons, and I'm okay with it. It's cool, it's fine. I'm not going to complain. No, of course I'm not. Sadly, I'm like my dad. If something's wrong, I'll complain about it, and I'll seek out the complaints procedures and things like that. Because I just want to be treated fairly, that's all, equality. I'm a big believer in equality, and I know Erasmus School Against Hate Speech, they were also pro-equality. And so they would also be on my side asking this. They would be asking, well why is his channel's actually called that, and we're coming out before him? You know? So it's like someone typing in Fender and Gibson guitars comes up as number one. That would make no sense, but that's exactly what's happening here. You know, so it's just another form of censorship. So that's like 6 forms. It's crazy seeing the delay. Oh, and I didn't do my subscribe thing. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to come back on in a minute. I've just got to put this voucher on and then put it in my Fi, and then I'm going to see, someone's messaged me on there now. But why doesn't it tell? It only tells me when I actually go on the app. I don't know why that is. I guess I need to go and check notifications and things like that, or what do they call it? Full screen something. There's something like that, because I get messages on. I won't say where, but I get messages on some different places, and it doesn't come up and say it until I actually go on the app. When I go on the app, it says so-and-so has messaged you. And I'm like, well, you could have told me that earlier. But I think it's because see, there's my voucher at the top there. My mum just sent me it. So someone called Cleo sent me a message, and someone called Unknown sent me a message. And then my mum as well. The ones from my mum are the best. I'm going to tell her that now. I always have my signal with like funky colours. Thanks, Mum. Love you loads. I always give my mum like 10 kisses. See how many kisses I give at the end? I always give like 10 kisses. But yeah, oh no, and someone else. Clara Scott has sent me a message. So 3 people. See, I'll hide it there. Top 3 people. I hid it because I don't really see where they're sending me messages, because then I'll get censored. When I'm just wanting a normal life, and that's why I feel I don't have a choice but to leave Cardiff, sell up and leave Cardiff. This was meant to be my home for the remainder of my life, or until I met someone, sold it, and got a house with them. But because they're putting blocks in my way of doing anything at all, even going to a support group for addiction, you know, I can't do that. So because of that, that's why I'm moving away. So they can't be surprised at why I'm moving away. You know, it's already been decided between me and my mum. We're selling it, and I'm off, and we've already looked at house prices. Because if I don't live in the city, in a shitty city like Cardiff, smack bang in the middle of it, then I can get a house, you know, because I'm not living in the middle of the city, so properties are cheaper. I can get a like a 3-bedroom house it was. That's what we were looking at, a 3-bedroom house. I was like, 3 bedrooms? Yes, because this is like kind of, it says this is a 1-bedroom flat, but it's not, because there's 2 bedrooms. So it is really a 2-bedroom flat, this, but that's a 3-bedroom house. So that'll be much better for my future, you know, and I won't be getting